I remember the moment I saw it. A small golden earring, lying right there, on the passenger seat of my husband's car. It wasn't mine. It wasn't even close to anything I'd ever wear. At first I laughed, because that's what you do when your heart doesn't want to believe what your eyes are showing you. I told myself, maybe it's from work. Maybe it belongs to one of his coworkers. Maybe there's an explanation. But deep down I knew. Every woman knows. That quiet, sinking feeling in your stomach. That tells you something isn't right. That night I didn't sleep. I kept seeing that tiny earring glinting under the car light. And I kept hearing his voice in my head. The way he used to say, "You're my forever." But forever suddenly felt like a lie. My name's Evelyn. And this is the story of the moment I stopped recognizing the man I thought I knew. It was a Saturday afternoon, sunny, quiet, the kind of day when nothing dramatic is supposed to happen. I'd borrowed his car because mine was at the shop. And there it was, that single earring, gold, heart-shaped, with a little pearl in the middle. So delicate, so feminine. Not mine. I remember holding it between my fingers. It was still warm, like it had just been worn. I told myself not to overthink. He always drove his coworkers around. It could be anything. But my heart started racing. You know when your mind begins to write stories faster than you can stop them? That was me. When he came home that night, I didn't say anything. I watched him walk in, drop his keys on the table, and kiss my cheek like nothing had changed. And in that tiny kiss, I felt everything break. He smiled, asked how my day was. I smiled back, practiced, controlled, fake. I told him I'd cleaned his car. He said, "Oh, thanks, babe." And for a moment, I almost convinced myself that I could pretend it never happened. But my eyes kept going to his face, to the small flickers of hesitation when he spoke, to the way he avoided my gaze for just a second too long. That night, when he fell asleep, I sat at the edge of the bed staring at him. The man who once couldn't sleep unless he was holding my hand. Now he turned away even in his dreams. I wanted to wake him up, ask him, scream, cry, do something, but I didn't. Because when you're not ready to lose someone, you cling to silence like it's hope. And so I sat there, listening to his breathing, steady, peaceful, while my world quietly cracked open. Flashback scene, how they used to be. We'd been married 5 years. We met in college. He was funny, charming. That kind of guy who made everyone feel special. And for the longest time, I believed I was the luckiest woman in the world. Our house was full of little memories. Coffee stains on the counter from our late-night talks. Notes he'd leave on the fridge saying, "Don't forget you're amazing." That's the thing about love. It blinds you so beautifully that you never see the storm coming. I sat in that car for what felt like hours, just staring at the earring in my hand. A tiny thing. Gold, shiny, harmless. But it felt heavier than my entire world. I kept thinking, maybe it's mine. Maybe it fell from my bag or my friend's. But deep down, I already knew it wasn't. It wasn't my style. Too delicate, too expensive, too foreign to my life. I turned it over in my hand again and again, as if the truth would appear on its surface. But all I saw was my reflection. Small, cracked, afraid. I drove home in silence, the kind of silence that screams louder than words. He was sitting on the couch when I walked in, watching TV, so calm, so ordinary. He smiled. "Hey, you're home early." My throat went dry. I wanted to ask Ian, who does it belong to? But the words got stuck behind my teeth. Instead, I smiled back, pretended everything was normal. Because sometimes, pretending feels safer than knowing. That night, I couldn't close my eyes. Every time I did, I saw that earring, lying there between the seats, like a secret hiding in plain sight. At 2 a.m., I got up, opened his closet. I felt my heart drop. He had found it too, and instead of asking me about it, he hid it. That was the moment my hope cracked. because now I knew he wasn't just lying. He was covering something. That night I checked his phone. Not proud of it. But when your heart starts whispering that something's wrong, you start listening. Most of his messages were normal. Work, family. Until I saw one name, R. Just the letter R. No last name, no photo. The last text said, "Thanks for last night. You always know how to make me smile." My chest went tight. I clicked her profile. Private. But her icon. She was wearing those earrings. The same design. The same sparkle. Now I wasn't just suspicious. I was sure. I didn't confront him right away. Because I wanted to believe there was another explanation. That maybe I was wrong. That maybe love could still be real. But the thing about lies is they start to eat you alive. He came home late again that night. Smelled like perfume I didn't own. Said he was helping a client. Didn't look me in the eyes. I nodded, smiled, and felt something inside me die a little more. The next morning I couldn't take it anymore. I followed him. He drove across town, to a quiet street I didn't recognize. He parked outside a little cafe. Got out, and there she was. The woman from the photo, the woman with the earrings. She laughed when she saw him. Touched his arm like she'd done it 1,000 times. He smiled back. That same smile he used to give me. And in that moment, my world stopped. It's strange. You always think you'll scream, or cry, or make a scene. But when I saw them together, I didn't do any of that. I just sat in my car, watched, and realized that love doesn't always die in one big explosion. Sometimes it fades quietly, right in front of you. That night when he came home, I was waiting. Not angry, just tired. He looked at me.